Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today I'm taking part in the Stamp Around UK video hop with fellow independent demonstrators. And our theme for this month is to create 3 projects that start with one suitable for a beginner, and then a casual crafter, and then finally an avid crafter. So I think these 2 stamp sets are perfect for a beginner crafter. You've got one that's got lots of different lovely sentiments, and another one where you've got pine cones, you've got holly with berries, you've got other foliage, pine needles, smaller cones, loads of stamps that you could build up your own patterned paper or just simply stamp. Now these are 2-step stamps, but to be perfectly honest, the 1 step on its own looks really good as well. So you don't have to do that, but it's something you can progress to. So these 2 stamp sets plus 2 ink pads and our pre-made or pre-cut basic white note cards and envelopes, and you have a lovely simple stamping card. So for this one I used the 2 steps. So I used garden green and then shaded spruce, and this is cherry cobbler. But on the envelope I just added a little bit on the corner there, and I only used the garden green and the cherry cobbler on that. So you can see that it works and looks just as good if you don't want to try doing the 2-step stamping. I could have picked lots of different sentiments, but obviously have the holly jolly Christmas seemed quite appropriate. So I've just put up in that corner and down in that corner just to kind of space it out on the white card. So that is definitely a simple stamping project. Now, a casual crafter might, as well as having these 2 stamp sets, may well bring in a set of dies. And these are the seasonal label dies, which are from the same suite as those 2 stamp sets, which is the painted Christmas one. And I've not transferred these onto magnetic sheets yet, and I've got some of the dies out, but lovely label ones. And I've got another one here. There should be another one. Oh yeah, I know where it is. So that one, and then there's one smaller than that, and then you can use the dies that coordinate with those holly and berry stamps as well. So adding those dies into the mix and maybe adding some layers, I've stepped it up to this. So this time I've created my own card base from a sheet of A4 card cut in half and then scored down the middle, and I've stamped and then die cut those. Now the berries, when you cut them, come in that little group of 4, but you don't have to stick with 4. I've just snipped 1 off and got a 3, snipped another one off, got a 2, used one of the ones I snipped off, and I've got a 1 there as well, just to mix it up. So with this you've got a little bit of height as well, because I've used dimensionals, and I've also put some Wink of Stella on the berries, and my little rhinestones for a bit of bling. So that would be what I would consider to be a casual crafter, and I've just used one of our Stampin' Up envelopes, and again just stamped the holly just with the garden green on there. Now, an avid crafter is likely to have the whole suite, and they're probably going to have lots of layers, maybe some ribbon, some die cuts, some embossing as well, and most definitely the patterned paper, the designer series paper from the suite. So all of that, I'm going to show you how to make the card, but I'm going to show you the card first, and it's a bit of a fancy fold card. So again, just on the envelope, but because I'm using the patterned paper, I've changed the greens that I'm using, and I have used the garden green, and then I've used evening evergreen, and I've changed my red to real red. So I've got my layer again. I've got those same two dies, but I've done them in two different colours to coordinate with my layer. I've still got my berries, my die cuts and my Winko Stella there. I've added in some ribbon, and I've got some ribbon here because it's quite a chunky card, because I've also done a fancy fold. So I've got my texture on the inside there, hopefully you can see that. I've also added in those gorgeous gold holly leaves from the same suite, and I've now got 3 sentiments. So have a holly jolly Christmas, friends like you make this season special, and may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. So we'll sit like that, which means that you get to see all of the sentiments on the inside there, and then you can write a personal message on the back, again just on the simple stamping on those corners to match the envelope. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do this. I've done most of the prep so that I can show you the assembly of the card, but first of all I'm going to show you the embossing part. So I'm using the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, just popping that in there. I've got my platform 1 there, got my card in the folder, and then it's just adding number 4 on there because it's a 3D embossing folder. Nice and easy. Pop it through and we're done with that. Okay, so I've got my same card base as I did for the casual crafter, and I will just add those 2 pieces to the inside. I got a new glue out because I thought that one was gone. So I'm just going to do this quite quickly. I might speed this up because we do try and keep these videos quite short. Okay, so that is the main part of the inside. So this is the piece for the inside, which measures 7 centimeters by 28 centimeters. I am going to score that at 7, 14 and 21. And this will be concertinaed like so. Okay, and that will go in the middle. So I'm going to decorate that first. I've got 4 pieces of the designer series paper that measure 6.5 centimeters by 6.5. So back in a second. So that's those 4 panels glued on to that piece there, and I've also just glued on a piece of designer series paper to the real red card for the front. So I'll set that aside, and I can set that aside just now as well. And I want to do a little bit of stamping. So I've got 2 pieces that will go on that centre piece with some sentiments on it. So for those, I'm going to use Evening Evergreen, and I've got May This Be a Christmas to Remember and Cherish. Just stamp that in the middle there, and I'm also going to stamp the sentiment for the front, which is this Have a Jolly Holly Christmas. And that one I want to die cut with that label. I've already cut out the larger label, and I did that from the middle of the piece that will go on the back of the card. Just realised I've not mounted one of the stamps that I want. So the Friends Like You. That. Okay, so that is my sentiments all done. I will die cut that one, and I'm going to do a little bit of the stamping of the holly as well. So this is the piece that will go on the back, so I'm going to just stamp that one first of all. That's the simple stamping, and I would do exactly the same with the envelope. So I'm not going to bother to show you that. And real red with the berries. Okay, so still loads of room on there to write your own personal message, and that can go over there, and that will go on the back of the card. Now for the actual holly leaves themselves, I want to clean that with my trusty chamois, which needs to clean itself. And I bring in my garden green ink for that. Now, as you'll see, it's got textured pieces in there, so that you know, it gives the effect that it has been hand painted. So can do a few of them. On that sheet there, and I can also do my berries again with real red. Now for these holly leaves, I also added in the second stamp in Evening Evergreen. It's hard to get perfect when you don't want to get your whole head underneath there, but it doesn't have to be perfect anyway, because they've got that lovely abstract look to them. As I say, you've got the dies that coordinate with that, so just pop that on there and that one on there, and run that through your die cutting machine. I've got all my die cutting done and I've got all my layers and bits and pieces ready. Those cute gold holly leaves. Now they come in two different sizes. So you've got those cute tiny wee ones and those slightly bigger ones. Now I'm going to use the bigger ones, and oops, sorry. They are so detailed. Kind of hard to see because they're also so shiny. So a little bit of wet glue. Oops, maybe not that much. Let me take some of that from that one and just add those in those panels. There, just gives that extra little bit of bling. They are so pretty. So, get rid of that. So, my card base. I made this slightly longer than the other one. And all I want to do is add glue to that piece there. I've got the centre fold of this piece lined up with the centre fold of my card base, just trying to make sure I've got a relatively even gap top and bottom, and then I can press that down and do the same on the end panel. So easy. Pop that down. And then it will fold like so and open like that. Okay, so we just now need to add some ribbon to help that close because it doesn't. I'm using this beautiful real red sheer ribbon. Just add a piece of tearing tape. I've got some dimensionals to add. Stuck to me, not to. Pop that in the middle, and I want to add 3 leaves, pointing the right way, there, and 3 leaves in here. And my berries, just adding that little bit of Wink of Stella. Clean that off so the next time I use it, it doesn't go pink. And with these, there are 3 Sorry, there are two different sizes. I want to mix them up. I don't want them. Right, so I've got one big one, one big one, two small in there. Okay. With these ones, I'm going to add a dimensional to the top part. Make sure I've got the right way round. Add a little glue to the bottom part and pop that on. And with the berries, I've got some mini dimensionals. Oops. I'm going to put one on the outer edge like that, and then those ones will just be glued onto the label. And there we go. Have a jolly holly Christmas. Friends like you, make this season special. May this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. And then your own personal message on the back. That can all be tied up into a bow, and it will pop into one of our envelopes. But you just need to do it a little bit more gently than normal. And you probably will have to pay extra postage on that. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing my tutorial for this Avid crafter project, seen my casual crafter and my beginner crafter project as well. Now, as I said earlier, this is a video hop. Please do click on the description bar below, the little arrow, see more, whatever it says, and you'll get a list of all of the other blogs that are taking part. You just need to click on the next one and hop your way around everybody. So there will be inspiration whether you're a beginner, a casual or an avid crafter. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, bye bye.